The southwestern United States was a mecca for Native American cultures. The people of the area and their culture gradually changed from the hunter-gatherers to very stable societies. These cultures built large irrigation systems to water their crops and created communities that rival the Mayan and Aztec communities. This documentary looks into a few of the dwellings of the Hohokam culture in the Sierra Ancha Mountains. Sierra Ancha means wide range in Spanish. The term Hohokam is used to define an archaeological culture that existed to about the middle of the 15th century AD. Where these people came from and where they went is a mystery that archaeologists are still trying to solve. It is a difficult task filled with speculation since the culture did not have a written language and all we have are the remnants of their life to study. The later occupants of the region refer to the people as the ancient ones who were here before we came. The Hohokam culture evolved in the deserts of southern Arizona, extending southward into northern Mexico and as far north as Flagstaff, Arizona. The Hohokam seem to have been influenced by the people to their south. Family groups lived along the river drainages, and they were pioneers in the use of extensive irrigation systems. The Hohokam grew corn, beans, and squash, as the other southwestern cultures did, but they also tended cotton, agave, and other native plants. They supplemented their diet by hunting deer and rabbits and by gathering local plants. Our journey begins by traveling east on Highway 60 through Superior, Miami, and Globe, Arizona. Our route takes us through magnificent rock formations, heading north towards Lake Roosevelt, and then heading north on Cherry Creek Road. We traveled about 21 miles on Cherry Creek Road, which is a very well-maintained Forest Service road. The journey took us through cactus forests, across Cherry Creek several times, as we traveled along the road, we found evidence of old ranching operations, such as this adobe building in a state of disrepair. Much to our surprise, when we got to the end of the maintained Forest Service road, we discovered an active cattle ranch known as the Ellison Ranch. Here, we crossed Cherry Creek again, thinking it's going to be a very easy task getting to the Hohokam Indian ruins. As you can see, the road changed significantly to a one-way path where we were greeted by some of the local residents. We continued along this one-way path at the breathtaking speeds of around 3 miles per hour. We crossed another creek at Devil's Chasm and continued along the one-way road until we reached Pottery Point, our final camping destination. The temperature dropped as the sun set, and we joined around the campfire to plan our strategy for the hike the next day. Our camping spot at Pottery Point gave us several options for our hike. We were near what were known as the Cooper Forks Ruins, the Pueblo Canyon Ruins, the Cold Springs Ruin, and the Devil's Chasm Ruins. We decided to depart in the morning for Pueblo Canyon. This is a hike of about 4 miles in, with a 2,400 foot elevation increase in the first mile. As you can see, we took some breaks getting our way into the Sierra Ancha wilderness. It was a strenuous hike, but we were rewarded with the beautiful landscapes and scenery that we saw. We went through cactus, we went through junipers, we went through pine trees, we went through talus slopes to get to what was known as the lookout. Approximately 1 mile into the hike, we reached a point where we could have gone to the Cold Spring Ruins or the Pueblo Canyon Ruins. The petroglyph on this rock directed us towards Pueblo Canyon. Upon reaching Lookout Point, we could look across the canyon and see the first of the ruins known as Pueblo Canyon Ruins. The hike was extremely difficult getting to the ruins. It involved bushwhacking through the undergrowth, dealing with ice, and crossing behind a waterfall that was basically frozen. The Pueblo Canyon ruins were relatively large and must have housed around 100 people. We're looking at the structures as they still stand today, and keep in mind they were abandoned approximately 800 years ago. One can only speculate why this culture built their homes in the cliffs on narrow ledges high above the surrounding terrain. Perhaps the culture disappeared because they couldn't sustain their population. I mean, maybe the kids were falling on the ice as they tried to get to and from the homes. The ruins at Pueblo Canyon, Cooper Fork, Cold Springs, and Devil's Chasm are all in the same general area, but it is not possible to visit them all in a single day. In fact, a visit to each ruin is a full-day adventure on its own. Cold Springs has 5 known ruins. The most popular is known as the Crack House, built inside of a crack in the mountain. The most dramatic ruins in the area are at Devil's Chasm. This structure is built on a ledge 700 feet above the canyon floor. This structure is similar to a modern-day apartment complex. It had multiple levels, with each room serving a specific purpose to the inhabitants.